world. You're listening to the GloucesterCast podcast, a production of Joey Shimataro and Good Morning Gloucester Media. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show with your host, Joey Shimataro, and his crew of merry castaways. No piping plovers will be intentionally harmed in the production of this podcast.
And then I got something to say.
Good morning, Gloucester.
Good morning, Gloucester. Good morning, Gloucester. Good morning, Gloucester, to you. Anything for ratings, Joe.
Anything for ratings. I'm here with Scotty Mack. It's GloucesterCast 542. In the title, I did not change the restream title, as people may be confused. It says 540 up top there, but it's actually GloucesterCast 542, and it is January 16th. I'll go back and edit that title at a future date. We've been abandoned. We are like abandoned children.
So I'm Scotty Mack. This is Joey Shimataro, and we are the only two here in the GMG satellite studios today.
Down in my mom's basement.
We have been abandoned. There's a lot of people hanging their heads low over the Patriots' loss last night. I mean, I'm talking, when you say loss,
an ass whipping,
burying, loss, blown up situation. Did they even show up to the game?
Ass whooping. Yes.
Wow.
Mac Jones is my quarterback. I'd like to say that. I would also like to say, if any fans, because this is what's going to happen. On sports radio this week, they're going to be talking about Mac Jones was a failure. Mac Jones had nothing to do with that loss. It was the defense start to finish.
100%, because if you watch the plays in the beginning of the game, even Mac Jones, and they were talking about how rare it is that he runs downfield. And he was making some runs. Allen was making tremendous runs himself, but he's dangerous that way consistently.
Josh Allen is an elite quarterback. Mac Jones is a good quarterback. I'm not Josh Allen. If I was going to start a team today with a quarterback like that for the future, I would start it with Josh Allen. The guy is gifted. I mean, he's physically large, strong.
His presence,
accurate.
You can see how large he is. And he's not slow like Bledsoe was or Brady was. The guy can actually dash.
He can dash. Yeah, no. The only things the takeaways I have from this is that I really do not want to. Oh, we should put the comments on. Let me just set up the comments here. Sorry, guys. Chat.
Well, I'll do my takeaway from this while you're doing that, Joe. My takeaway is that just don't go past the second quarter. Don't go past halftime with a blowout like that. Oh. Get the sleep you deserve, because it was 5 degrees out, a blow. I mean, let's talk about that for a minute. Was that tied for the second coldest playoff wildcard game?
It was, yes, the second coldest, and the Titans game, it was a long time ago, was 4 degrees or something like that. I would like to mention, I don't know if Paul Gamber's with us. Let's see if Paul Gamber's with us, because we have an issue with Paul Gamber. Paul Gamber, if everybody remembers, I'll go to the graphics here. Gamber's not with us yet, but I'm going to go to the graphics. We have the early season predictions, football predictions, and so I have to be careful here, because Gamber and I had that bet early in the season.
I remember this bet like it was yesterday.
And then he tried to weasel in last night saying, I could technically win the bet. But
he's trying to get you on a technicality?
He's trying to get me on a technicality. But see, I on the HomieCast website, I put down all of the predictions that we made earlier in the season. And the bet was Paul Gamber, Steelers versus Joey Patriots, better regular season record. Has nothing to do with
a wild card. No, that has nothing to do with it. No. It's a playoff game. It's off the table.
It's off the table.
No pun intended.
And we should say, Joe, we made mistakes, because I had it my math was off in the beginning of the season. Joe the Mailman and Chris Thompson had it right, 10-7. That was the regular season record, right?
So yeah. Well, yes. Well, there was the bye week, but they added a week, so
Right.
then the math was off. And if you remember right, I was a call-in on that show.
Yeah.
And I had the same confusion when I gave my
Picks.
picks and my predictions.
Right.
And then it was a good 20 minutes of trying to figure out Gloucester math, carry the 1, divide by 3.
Gloucester math. There you go. So we have that. Who will be able to live with the resident Steelers fans, Craig Kimberly and Paul Gamber, if the Steelers beat the Chiefs tonight? I don't see that happening, but God forbid that happens. It's gonna.
You know what? I'd be happy for our boys, fellow castaways. But football wise, if somebody on the cast has to gloat and boast, I got to give it to Kimberly and Gamber, because it's a rarity that you have two guys on a podcast that are actually Steelers fans, like from another. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where everybody in New England, it's a GloucesterCast called Gloucester for we're in New England.
Craig Kimberly has, for as long as I've known him, has talked shit about the Patriots, and all the Patriots have done is win. And now this might be the year. You know how they say a broken clock is right twice a day?
This is it, full circle.
This might be fucking Craig Kimberly's broken clock moment.
If Craig Kimberly is watching and wants to chime in, is there going to be a friendly gentleman's bet? If the Pittsburgh Steelers win, will you do something that in return for, and if they lose, that they have to do for you?
Listen,
both Gamber and Kimberly.
I would be thrilled if they wanted to bet straight up that the Steelers were going to beat the Chiefs tonight, because I don't think that they're going to offer that.
So what would it be? Like, would you trade off the cooking skills somehow, or on the Weber or smoker, or would it be something different?
Listen, I'm just praying that the Steelers don't win, because I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen to these two birds. We have a couple of happy birthdays to get to put out there. Karen Hansen.
Yeah, Karen Hansen was January 8th last week. So happy birthday to Karen Hansen.
Happy birthday to Susan Casey Lipset, her birthday was yesterday. And Charlene Delaney.
Happy birthday.
Another one of our friends.
Both to Susan and Charlene.
So let's do a little rundown of the people that have checked in.
You know who didn't have a birthday last week?
Who?
Betty White.
Oh, ouch.
She never made the Smucker's jar, man.
No.
Never made it.
No, she didn't. Mac Jones. So Daryl, Mike Coder. Good morning, Michael Coder. Hi, Caitlin, my beautiful wife.
Michael Coder, is he live on his watch while he's playing paddleball, like he's usually closing a deal?
I thought, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. If we're going to get to the type, there are pickleball player types.
I've seen the video that was sent to the thread.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
This is in my head.
Oh no, you got to watch this.
Oh, I have.
It's to a T.
Because there's different. There's the. Okay, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk pickleball in a second. Hi to Robert and Annette Spanks. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Kate. Good morning to, this is tricky, Daryl Del Torchio Mazzi, Brenda Grimes Davis, Arlie Pett, Kathy Barlow, my mom, Pat, Susan Casey Lipsa. There you go, the birthday girls with us. Lynn Scannell, Ed Collard, Joey Foote. There we go. So I'm glad people. Who was that?
It was going to be a little music, but you stopped talking. It was going to be in the background while you're doing roll call. A little fun stuff for you.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Pat Dalpiaz is currently bird nerding. Robert and Annette Spanks.
So let's just say something right here, okay?
Yep.
It's just the two of us today.
Yep.
We've been abandoned.
Like the ugly redheaded
stepchild. Coder for pickleball.
Yep.
Gamber is
ski-mobiling.
He's ski-mobiling and gearing up for a Pittsburgh game tonight, saving his energy. All right.
Yep.
And Pat is bird nerding. What is Jimmy doing?
Jimmy's probably the driver. I would say Jimmy's probably the driver. Jean Marie Verga Chadia, good morning to you. And Jared Restivo, good morning to you. Yeah, bird nerding. Jimmy the driver. You didn't mention McCarthy.
No, I was getting to that, but we had to do some more hellos.
Away on vacation. And I thought that for sure because Russ is my buddy Russ, who we visited, is a total ham. And I thought, given the opportunity for Russ to join him on the podcast and gloat about them being in the warm weather, they would not miss that. But they said that potentially they'd be pickleballing it this morning.
Well, I think they might be potentially pickled.
That might be a thing too. Good morning, Mr. Mayor Greg Verger.
Good morning, Greg.
Mr. Mayor. Nice to hear from you. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about. We're going to go into the pickleball thing. So 2 days ago, my last day of pickleball in Florida. First,
oh Jesus!
I took a pickleball straight in the eye, right in the eyeball.
How? All right. So what would you say the velocity and the closeness to the pickleball
from where the person hit it?
Yeah, it was the scene of the crime from the
my partner hit the ball, and it came like this way and hit me square in the eye, and it made me think because it seems like it's like a wiffle ball. Pickleball is like a hard wiffle ball, and I was thinking, I'm like, how can you get hurt with this game? I'm like, I actually for a minute considered getting some protective, like those weird goggles,
like the Kurt Rambis
goggles. Like, hello, we gotta wear some goggles for pickleball.
Look like what's his name, Ben Stiller in Dodgeball. He's all geared up with the knee pads and the elbow pads.
So I gotta show you this other picture. Oh wait, so we played and this tall guy, and so Chris was on a different court, and I saw him, and older lady slammed it, and he's right there, and it went right between his legs, and missed his jabudis, but he said, Jesus, I could have really got nailed right there. And his partner was this tall guy, really nice guy. He gets his pickleball racket, he goes dunk dunk dunk.
Oh jeez.
he wears a cup. He's like, I got one once in the nuts.
Oh, and so
he wears a cup, and I'm like, who knew pickleball?
Are there certain types of players on the court that are like malicious? You would say anything.
You've played, so you've seen
I played,
this. So we talked about this a little earlier. There are distinct pickleball personalities.
Mm-hmm.
There is. There's the older guy. Not necessarily older, but there's always the guy that has all the gear. He's got like the 2 gloves. He's got the
That's what I'm talking about.
Velcro strapping it over. He's got the headband. He's in there. He's like this, right?
Is that the equivalent to like the ski bunny on the slopes?
All
the guy that, they have all the best gear, but they can't ski worth a shit.
All the swag. Well, some of them are good, but that's the thing. They get the gear.
Gear,
yeah. Then I noticed that this one. It's the gossip lady.
Oh,
there's the lady that. So the way pickleball works is you put your paddles in, and you never really play with the same person twice. It's like a round robin kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like every game, you're kind of switching it up.
I haven't figured those buckets out yet.
The buckets are a little confusing. I definitely accurate. But there's always the type of person that is the gossip, that bucket. Like when the other people on the other side, they're shitting, they're talking trash about these people. Like not necessarily even with the game. They're just like not. I'm like, I don't want to hear this.
Did you see what she's wearing today?
Like everything. Like no one can do anything right. And then you have. Do you have any types that you want to bring in?
Yeah. One of my favorites is the non-helper, but the coach.
Oh, giving you well, that's Code Air.
Well, I didn't say who it was, but I'm just saying there's been a few games where, and I'm brand new at this, as you were, and we all started on the same day, so we were all newbies.
Yeah.
And then it's funny to see that we all have a different perspective of what's happening on the course, but we're addicted.
Oh, yeah.
We're addicted to the game now, and it was the best thing because it's given us something to do over the winter. But let's get back to the coach thing for a moment. I'm sure in your tenure of pickleball, the short time that we've been
a couple weeks
in pickleball, you've seen that coach type person. Oh no, you want to hold the paddle like this, okay? But next time do that, and then it's almost like an instructive like on the court, like then you get frustrated because this person's you're trying to learn, and you get into it, and the person's trying to coach you the whole game. It's like, okay, that's the coach player.
David Callow says, I started playing pickleball a month ago. It's basically floor ping pong, fun without running. A little bit of running. My heart rate gets up a little bit, not too much. I think it's good for our level of fitness to kind of like get back into the like moving around and stuff like that.
I will tell you, my shoulder, my serving arm and my right shoulder, after playing 3-4 days in a row, was a little sore because you're not used to that repetitive motion. But you know, we're fine now.
Getting back to your point though, I was actually very thankful for the people that would giving us instruction.
Different. Thankful, yes. Yeah. Overbearing, coach. That's what I'm getting at.
Would you like to do your Michael Coder impersonation on the pickleball court?
I don't have one.
Oh, really? He's on the net and he's like right in the corner and he's like moving all these movements and he's freaking everybody out. He's trying to psych everybody out.
Oh, well, you should do it because you have the watch.
Oh, Russ Steves is. Oh, okay. Now, good morning, Russ.
Good morning.
Hey, Russ.
How you doing, buddy? That's all we've been talking about is pickleball.
Well, we're watching. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're delayed. I guess you know. Chris and I are pickleballing.
Did you say anything? Did anybody say anything to you after you missed your pickleball because you were too hungover the other day?
No, they didn't. But they just to let you know, the velocity of the woman that actually hit you was 80 pounds, and she was 85 years old.
It's true. No, she was. She was a good player, though. Yeah, she was a sweetheart.
Well, I suppose when you're retired and that's all you have to do, you're going to perfect your game.
She was great. She was nice. No, Russ, you should see Russ on the court. Russ probably weighs probably about 250, 275, but he's light as a feather on the court. He's
very agile.
He's agile. He's got all the movements down.
What type of player would you classify Russ at on the court? Because we were just talking about different players and different styles. You get this.
If you look at Russ, he's got the body of an offensive lineman, or I'd say more of a baseball catcher. It's stocky, right? But he's light on his feet and he's got a finesse game, which me and you don't have really much of a finesse game.
Not yet.
Yeah. Anyway,
Russ, any thoughts?
We're doing good. We're just pickleballing. It's a finesse game, without a doubt, down there.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for checking in, buddy.
Does McCarthy want to say anything?
Is McCarthy? Yeah. What's he doing?
I'm here, Joey and Scotty.
Good morning, Chris.
Holding me captive. I gotta get out of here.
I'm gonna play a video that I took of you right now, Chris, on the courts. All right. I'll see you guys.
It's always nice to hear from those guys. And I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised they didn't gloat about the weather.
No, I know. I'm shocked. Okay, here's a little video. This is Chris McCarthy in action.
Hold on, Chris.
Chris, I'll tell you. So also, Chris has a problem because like some of the courts, like you can get banned for swearing.
Oh,
and he can't keep his tongue. He's swear every time he makes a bad shot. He's yelling out.
So that's been an issue too. I've heard there's been an issue of foul language getting people in trouble around courts of America, all across sweeping the nation.
I'm going to show you this though, but we're not going to talk about pickleball for too much long. But I just want to say, it's a great sport, and these are the courts they have that we played down in Bonita Springs. This is where Russ lives, and where we visited, and it's really really nice, really nice setup.
Sure, you're in Bonita Springs. You look like you're freezing to death.
Well, I had my back. I hurt my back last week moving that furniture, and so I wanted to keep it warm because the cold.
Oh, so that was your heated vest.
I want to keep it tightened. I want to keep it tightened up. Not warm, so I wouldn't re-injure.
I have some somber news.
Oh, what's that?
Some very somber news right now. Midori now closed for the season until they get back open in April. January 15th was the last day.
Oh, wow.
Until April 15th because they have a seasonal liquor license.
Well, we'll have something to look forward to.
I think they're going to be doing takeout only, I believe, but it's for in-house dining. And don't quote me on that. We'll get back to you with some
so
proper
it's not
information.
Closed. It's just
No,
the bar's closed.
I think the bar is closed and no in-house dining. I don't think. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow.
I'm not positive,
all
but
right, we'll hold off on that.
But we'll update you on that shortly.
Definitely. So there's that. Did you hear that? Oh, we have a cat. We have a guest cat today.
A guest cat?
Yeah,
DC's here?
No, DC's always here. DC lives here. He's not a guest. Patrick, Connor's dad, and Connor, when my stepson has a cat at his dad's place.
And what's his name?
Patrick. Which is an interesting name for a cat.
It is an interesting name for a cat.
I'm like Patrick. It's like
I mean, you hear a dog be a name like Sam. It's like but Patrick for a
it's
cat.
Not like Cuddles or Puddles or Spot. Patrick. So there's that.
I had a friend with a cat one time, and this is I can't say this was in the origin of Stevie Lunchbox, but the cat's name was Lunchbox. And this was back in high school.
I love that name. All right, we should talk a little. I just want to give you a little shout out right here, Scotty. You are booking weddings, DJ Scotty Mac, DJ services, photo booths, LED lighting. You do it all.
What's the other graphic I sent?
What other graphic? Is there another graphic?
There was another graphic, yeah. Graphic.
Well, that's the one that you sent, the latest one.
Okay. Well, anyway, that is a graphic. Thank you, Joe, for putting it up for me.
How can people get in touch with you?
360djs.net, 360djs.net, or by calling 978-400-3360.
3360. Oh, you got that number.
I have that number.
That's pretty good. There's that. Ralph, I think we'll catch up with the people that checked out.
I want to give a big shout out to Tony Trupiano, too, that just retired from the Gloucester Fire Department. I had the pleasure of playing his retirement party at the Elks the other night. And what a great time. And congratulations. Cheers to you for all your good years of service in the fire department, Tony. Thanks.
There you go. Eileen Kelly's with us. Ralph, good morning, Ralph. Going to the game with Bruins game with Ralph on Thursday night. My mother says I'm dying to try. I don't think you have the mobility to do pickleball.
Well, let's let her try it. We've all discussed this.
She's going to blow out her knee.
She's going to blow out her knee.
It's not going to be good.
There's women that are in there, 85 years old, Joe. You're saying no. You already put your mother in the. You already put her in a home.
No.
You put her in the home already, Joe.
I don't want. She's. If you
it's going to be the thing.
If you see her walk around, you know that this is not.
Ma, I tried for you, Ma.
Yeah. Robert Annette Spanks wants to know how much snow we got. What would you say we got that snowstorm just before we left?
Probably about 9-10 inches in Gloucester.
No, not 9.
I'd say close to 9, maybe.
I'm going to go 7.
Okay.
Patrick McNally says Patrick is a good name for a starfish. There you go. Codet says I play to win. My mother says Mike, you sound like a bully.
The Cobra Kai.
And my mother says thank you, Scotty, for having her back on that.
I got you anytime, Ma.
Oh wow. Eileen Kelly says Sugar Mags is taking a winter rest from tomorrow to April 6th. So Sugar Mag's is going to be closed for breakfast.
I imagine most of the businesses that have seasonal licenses, they have to shut down. They not shut down completely, but they cannot serve alcohol between those hours. I believe. And if Mayor Verga, if you're still on, if you have any insight on that of what the ruling is for seasonal licenses and operations, please chime in.
Yeah, but they don't have Sugar Max doesn't have a liquor license. They have a beer and wine license.
Beer and wine license, yeah, but I don't know if that's year round or if it's seasonal.
I think that's year round, not seasonal.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah, if we're going to get some clarification on that for the viewers, that'd be great.
So there's that. Coda ranking in. Coda is raking in the award nominations. They got another. They another one just the other day, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one it was, but
the Screen Actors Guild.
Screen Actors Guild.
Best supporting actress, I think.
But they've just been rolling in the movie award season, which is really nice for us. I don't know. Okay, so there's that.
Hold on a second, Joe.
Yeah.
We don't have this graphic up today, but
What is that from?
that is
that's Sean Hayter. Yeah,
the director of Coda.
the director.
It was a very nice guest. And Sean, if you're tuning in, because we know you watch, we'd love to have you back and discuss all the success of the film.
Can you imagine, like, what she is going like when you have all those awards under your belt, what she's going to be able to command as far as projects and money, and never mind money, because money doesn't motivate her, I bet.
Well, no, let's talk about that money for a second, because we talked about it last time. Not that she personally received this money, but Apple picked up Coda. It was the largest independent film from the Sundance Film Festival.
Right. But she
for
did
$25 million.
But what she said was,
I know the viewers that haven't watched. That's what I'm getting into.
Right. So what she said was, Coda got picked up for $25 million, highest money they've ever paid for a movie, I believe. The rights to a movie or something like that up to that point. And what I didn't realize is there are investors that invest in the movie. It's like you're investing in stocks, and they got the bulk of that money as a return. But I think so now I think
they could have went totally the opposite way, and those investors could have made squat too. Let's just
but
absolutely. But this is like
this one paid off.
Yeah.
But so now though, knowing that that she's bankable now because they know that she has the chops.
To your point is yes.
In award season, it'll be recognized. It'll get that play in movie theaters. There's so many levels that will trickle down to her, which we're really happy about. Good morning, Nicole Schraff. Nicole Schraff went to
Good morning, Nicole.
Channel Marker Brewery
on Rantoul Street in Beverly.
Yeah, and they said that they want to have us on, host us for a podcast, which I'm excited about.
You know what that means? Ziggy Saki, oi, oi, oi.
That's the man show.
That's the man show where you get the chug beer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, hey, we're gonna need Jimmy Dalpiaz to be our designated driver.
Jim, thanks for being there for us.
Good morning, Bev Lowe. Nice. I see that Bev Lowe found her mother's secret recipe booklet. I mean, that's a treasure. She found her mother's treasure, and I think that's pretty special. All those family recipes.
What was the number one recipe that you found so far that your mother made that you've tested that is like you're like, wow, that was a good recipe, Mom. If you could chime in for that, that'd be great. You don't have to tell us the recipe, but just what was the meal, the dish?
It was, what was this one right here? I like this topic right here, Scotty. Do you shop at the dollar store? If so, what items do you find beneficial or total junk? I have certain items that I specifically go to the dollar store for.
I'm glad you said that because it's exactly my sentiment on the topic. That's why I put it in. Why don't we start with you, since you like the topic, and tell me like your dollar store experience. Like, what do you go? What is your go-tos, and what are your? That's not a value. Stay away from.
Well, I think you have to get over the I think that there's some people that like to shop. There's some incredible values there, like especially on spices and stuff. Like there's some barbecue rubs that I don't use them as the barbecue rub, but I'll use them as a part of the base in some of my barbecue rubs, and they're $1 for like the thing. It's mostly salt based, which I get is not that expensive, but a lot of barbecue rubs use salt based stuff.
Yeah, sodium.
So there's that. I use a lot of it. I use the tins. Those.
That was on my list. Yeah.
Baking tins.
Yeah.
Super cheap. The Ziploc bags are way cheaper than you can get at the
Ziploc bags and the 13-gallon kitchen trash can bags.
Yeah.
Because you're taking that bag out just to throw it in a heavy duty Gloucester maroon bag.
Yeah.
To go to the refuge anyway, but so that's a huge one there for me. Cleaning supplies.
Huh.
Yeah, bleach.
They don't go bad.
Windex.
That doesn't go
stuff
bad,
like
right?
that. For $1 instead of spending $6-7 or $4 or $5 at the market. Market basket in the Gloucester Crossing anyway, locally. I think most plazas, strip malls have a dollar store these days, or if not, there's one close by. It's worth the truck over. Things to stay away from, though.
Okay, give me that.
Things to stay away from at the dollar store. I would say batteries, because they're not going to. There's a reason why that lot is in that store.
I agree. Yeah. Yep.
I don't really particularly care for the fabric softeners. They're usually written in Spanish and meant for overseas, and some palate might get seized or what? Yeah, it's just not the. What would you consider a non-item to buy at a dollar store?
Probably some of the foods, but I'm trying to stay away from chips and stuff. But there's a lot of good values on like the chip aisle, the snack aisle.
All right, snack aisle. I mean, if you're going to the movies, of course.
Right. But here's my number one dollar store item buy. Number one.
A buy, not a don't. A buy.
This is a buy. Number one buy. The gift bags.
Yes.
Like especially around the holidays when you do not want to like wrap 20 presents.
Yes.
You buy $20. I'm happy to spend $20 on gift bags. That
goes on a topic that we brought up a few weeks ago of, do you buy stuff this year for next year?
Oh yeah,
definitely. And you definitely do. There's no 50% off at the dollar, so there's no 50-cent item. Right. There's no dented can discount. You buy it for $1, and it's well worth it. Christmas tree shop. I bought these bags that I would put my presents in just to carry the bags in, and those were $4 and $5. You get the same thing for $1. $1.
$1. Can't beat it. And the time he saves, and if you have to wrap 20 presents, you're there for a while. You go to the dollar store, you buy 20 gift bags.
Or you hire one of Santa's elves.
Boom, boom, boom. You're done. Mayor Berger just responded. Response to you: seasonal licenses were extended by the state early on COVID. It's a state decision. A city or town can request a local exemption to extend. However, there are currently 3 or 4 liquor licenses in Gloucester that are not being used. Oh, I gotta go like this. That are not being used. Right. The state will not look favorable on a request for extensions or for new licenses with that many unused. We are taking this seriously to see if there are to see if there's anything the city can actually do. Oh, so they're being proactive on it. I know that
Thank you for that information, Greg. That's helpful.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. That's nice insider information. The tavern is notorious. Like I remember when we started the block parties, and I can't even remember. Well, Janice Lafrenche for that. It had to be 9 years ago. It had to be 10 years ago. I remember sitting through liquor licensing board meetings, and we had to go every year to get the licenses to have outdoor dining for drinking.
Sure.
And every meeting we went to, there was a representative from the tavern fighting to keep their liquor license while they weren't. You're supposed to have. It's supposed to be active.
You're supposed to use that 7 days a week.
And you're supposed to have people. Yeah, there's supposed to be people manning and actually
hours of operation and somebody manning it. But from what I found in the past is, you walk in the front door, you go to the bar, and you want to sit down on the ocean and have a nice drink. There's nobody there. It's all locked up tight. But they have a sign on the front foyer desk that says, "For service, please call this phone number." And then the management comes down from the top stairs and then goes and opens up and serves you a drink. And that was 10 years ago or so. So I don't know what the process is now, but
that's how they were getting around it.
And I don't think that's fair. I don't care if anyone's watching this and you're listening to me right now. You're abusing your license.
That's shady. Yeah.
That should be open to everybody at the hours on the state guidelines. I'm sorry, that's shady.
This goes away. It goes against one of my rules. I feel bad.
You brought it up.
I know it's totally on me. I don't like to call out people like that.
No, but I mean,
it was along the lines of this thing.
It is. I know it is a podcast, so sometimes the shades of gray get a little bit. All right, but I mean that's how I feel. And it's your podcast. That's my personal belief.
I know. I don't know what it's just interesting to me for 10 years that they've been that there's this rule that you're supposed to act with the head. Dollar store. We'll get back to the dollar store just to relay some other people's thing. Ed College says dollar store greatest value on the helium balloons for parties. I didn't even realize that. My mother says greeting cards are a good thing that she loves.
Oh, you know what's another item? Glow sticks. When you're having a party in the summertime, a lot of times they have those long glow sticks. They're making the glow necklaces.
Oh yeah, for kids.
Or the wristband, whatever. Or if you're having an adult beverage consumption sunset cruise, those are always a nice item to pick up.
Yeah, I remember when my daughters were younger and I was doing birthday parties for them. The dollar store was easy to run through there.
They may have gone up. Is there a supply chain from China?
Yeah.
But still in the dollar store, they're only $1.
Yeah. Speaking about serving alcohol, I saw this online and I thought that this was interesting. I need to go to my graphics here. Here. And it said, can bars stay open until 4 a.m. here in Boston? Someone was asking this in Boston. And I think that this is the most, I wrote this as well, I think that's the most overrated thing on the planet for like people wishing for bars to stay open past 12 or 1 a.m. And I don't know where you fall on this as a DJ, but when I was young.
I have a couple of thoughts. You tell me yours.
When I was young and single, and this was actually relevant to me. It's not relevant to me anymore because I'm in bed by 11 o'clock anyway. But when I was young and single, I was absolutely thankful that bars closed. Last call was at midnight, and you had to be out there by 12:30 or whatever. Even in Boston, whatever it was, 1 o'clock the latest. I was so thankful because I had to get up for work the next morning, and I don't understand, how much more time do you need? But I guess the kids today, they drink at home, and then they don't generally, a lot of bars don't get going until 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, whereas when I was younger, we would go out at 7, and now the kids go out later.
Well, a lot of, in my opinion, and from being in the industry and what I see, is that a lot of places convert their restaurants over to night spots at a certain hour. So when the dining's done around 9:30, 10 o'clock, that's when you start seeing more people trickle in for live bands and DJs and stuff like that, venues with entertainment. But to touch on the note of 4 a.m. versus 2 a.m. in Boston, I think, and I could be wrong, that is actually up for the Senate. It's actually a discussion to bring it before the House to change that, and largely in part from Encore Casino.
Oh, right.
For the revenues that they're bringing in off the casino, and people come in from conventions and they want to go to the casino. You can't just do it for one; you got to do it for all. So I'm thinking that the revenues are going to far outweigh, and I know they're going to get some pushback from MAD and other groups that are going to be just as equally pissed off. But
I'll tell you what I would 100 times rather have than extended hours on the other end.
Earlier?
Happy hour.
Oh, happy hour.
Well, okay, you have a choice. And I want to hear from our viewers, too. Which would you prefer? Happy hours brought back or bars being able to serve till 4 a.m.? And where you?
I would go with happy hour.
Happy hour is a no-brainer.
It's not because nothing good happens after midnight. Nothing good happens after midnight. That's why you go on vacation and go down someplace else.
You're with your wife in bed, or
nobody in New England right now, especially this time of year, is going to say shit. I really wish I could stay out till 4 a.m. and have that extra cocktail and drive home.
Look at all that.
Or get chauffeured home by an Uber at 4 a.m.
Look, everybody say happy hour, happy hour, happy hour, happy hour. Diane Culvert, Brenda Grimes Davis, Jean Marie Verga, Chartier, Kathy Barlow, everybody's all about the happy hour. Let's get back to Beverly Lowe. When we mentioned she found her mother's recipe book.
Yes.
She wrote to you regarding the recipe box. Scotty, this is for you. You DJ'd on the Beauport Princess 3.5 years ago when we were on board for my mom's 80th birthday. Best recipe I found thus far is for baked stuffed clam.
Ooh.
You DJ'd her mother's 80th birthday.
Well, thanks for bringing your mother out, and I hope she had a wonderful trip. I have a ton of fun out on that ship, and being a resident DJ out there now for 7 seasons, Joe. 7 out of the 8, I think, that they've been in business with the boat. And thanks to the Boatport Hospitality Group for making that happen. I just love being out there, especially in the senior cruises. Those guys and women are tremendous. So thank you.
We're getting more and more people. Darren Mark says nothing. It's a very bad idea.
What, both?
No, not happy hour, but
4 a.m.
4 a.m. Oh my God! Look at all these comments coming in.
Can cities override? No, the cities cannot override state on alcohol. It's all state, and then that's why we're trying to get the extensions for these other restaurants in town, right? So one city can't say we're going to start offering happy hours by city ordinance, but it has to be It's a state law, I believe.
Is happy hour? That's a state law.
Yeah, because it's a state liquor license. No, it's a city license. It's what the state allows you to have per city. And that's why there's only so many licenses available.
Can't have any fun.
No fun police are out.
No fun police. I would like to show this graphic, and I want to know who does this. This is from our trip to Florida, and if you notice, I'll go a little tighter on the shot here. If you notice that muffin right there, that's still in the thing from the supermarket, and a little Zucchi came by, it looks like, and just ate the top of the muffin without saying anything to anyone.
Can I take a guess on who it was?
Yeah, take a guess.
I might be wrong, but I'm gonna go with the resident joker, Mccarthy.
Nope,
it wasn't.
No,
McCarthy. I'm sorry, man. I'm throwing you under the bus, but if I had to pick one person on this trip, it was either McCarthy or Kate.
No. Who was the second? Kate. Who it's Kate. So now Kate's on this, like, coming back from vacation. She's on this strict diet. I think what might have had to do with this is that she knew she only had 1 or 2 more days to eat carbs because she's going on a super strict, like, psycho diet. So maybe that had something to do with it. But I don't know anyone. But, like, I mean, this is the craziest thing to me is, like, take the muffin out, eat the muffin, and throw the rest away. Don't just take it, because who's going to eat the rest of that muffin now? I want to hear thoughts from our viewers.
It looks very appealing still.
Who's going to eat that now? I don't know. I really don't know who's going to eat that. Let's go over the. We just got this graphic right here from the Boatport Hotel. They have their winter. They do their winter kind of specials, and we'll go over this a little bit. Monday nights, burger and beer, $16.06 for your choice of a burger and a draft beer. Tuesday night, pasta night, chef's choice presentation. Wednesday, Blue Hill Bay mussels, chef's choice presentation. Thursday, wine and dine, $85 a person, 3-course dinner with a bottle of wine. And Sunday, prime rib night for $38.
So it looks like they got stuff going on 5 nights out of the week for the nightly specials. I'm going to give a big shout out to the Boatport Hotel too for providing the robe that kept me warmer than I needed to be at the Polar Plunge. So thank you to the Boatport for providing that Boatport beautiful robe.
Are they still doing the Wednesday night piano bar though?
Don't know.
I don't know, but that was I didn't get to go to it.
I would imagine because they bought that piano for the lobby, so that's not somebody's bringing that piano every week. So I think they're going to try, as long as they keep the numbers in there and the people having a good time. I would imagine then they're still going to have piano night.
Here's one of your topics right here. You can only pick one.
Oh,
I know which one I'm going with, and I can't. I think that anyone that doesn't go with my pick, I really can't trust it.
And I have to. I'm going to probably say you have the same pick as me without discussing this ahead of time. We did not discuss this.
Should I get a pen and we'll write it down?
Yeah, you should do that.
All right. Guests, viewers, type in which one would you pick. I'm going to get a pen. We're each going to write it down and separately. All right. See if this pen works. Maybe 2 pens, please. there a piece of paper over there? Yeah. All right. You write on the back of yours. I'll write on the back of mine. I'm not looking.
All right.
Oh.
Bump, bump, bump.
Okay. Lisa Fontero says that was a Seinfeld episode. Top of the muffin shop was open. Shop was open. All right, we get a lot from some people. Okay, I'm gonna say mine first. I'll go with mine first. All right. Graphic. I can take the graphic down. All right, here is my pick. If we can focus right there. Apple is my pick, and I strongly consider anyone that says anything but Apple, I can't trust them. What's your pick?
Well, Joey, I like to earn your trust.
Apple. There you go.
Apple pie.
There you go. Apple pie. I agree.
No, it's the all-American, choice. I mean, what would your second choice be? You want to write this down again? Second choice.
Okay, wait. We got to go to the second choice. Wait. Before we do that, I want to read. I'm going to read from our guests and see which ones they picked, so I can see who I can trust and who I can't trust going forward. Nina Testaverde gets it right. It's Apple. Patrick McNally, blueberry, psychopath. If you picked blueberry, you're a psychopath. Chris Thompson, lemon, psychopath. Jean Marie Verger Chartier, we can trust her with the apple. Lois Ann Whitmarsh with the apple. We can trust her. Jared Noyes, apple. Grace Messeri Scola, blueberry, psychopath. Patrick says, put him in the microwave. Kathy Barlow, another psychopath. Cherry might be my least favorite. Oh, did we say we're going to do the least favorite?
Well, no,
I haven't seen
No, we're going to do our second choice. What would be our second choice? The runner-up.
Oh, wow, we're getting a bunch of these. And the Spanks say apple. My mother says apple. Maureen Cazamano says cherry. Brenda Grimes Davis says they're all disgusting, but lemon, he's a psychopath. Eileen Kelly says, while you're doing shout out, can you do one for the Yellow Sub 50th year in business? Thanks from Gloucester Bites. There's that. Nicole Schraft just texted us both. We have something coming in from Nicole.
Live piano.
So they all have. Oh, that's Thursday though. So they changed it from. I'll have to get the
Renee Dupree is live piano. She's of Joe Cardoza's wife, Mighty Joe Cardoza, the bass player, which I've invited to come on the podcast because we have not had a bass player on yet. And he was super psyched to want to come on. So maybe we'll have them on as a husband and wife team.
I would love that. That would be fantastic. Arlie Pett, psychopath, blueberry. Darren Marks, blueberry, psychopath. Rob.
Did you hear the psycho music in the background?
Yeah. Cranberry walnut. I think he thinks we're talking about muffins. But no, we're talking about. I got to go back to the graphic. Okay. Yeah, there's no. So Nicole thought we were talking about muffins. No, we're talking. You can only pick one. So this, I don't want to go with the second choice.
I do.
I want to go with the worst.
No, I'm interested.
I want to go with the worst. No, what one is the worst one out of those?
Let's do second, and then we'll do worst.
All right, we'll go. Okay. So when you put your pick in for the guests, for the viewers, when you put your pick in, write in second pick because they'll all be jumbled.
Right.
I don't know which one is which.
So your second pick, if you couldn't, if they ran out of the supply chain of apple pie for being the best of all time,
right?
What would your next one be in line? Like you're out of apple, you have to choose one. What's the second one?
Okay, and you can also in the same thing put what your you can say worst and then which your worst.
Okay, all right, we'll do that.
So that way it won't be so many comments coming in. We can keep track of.
Well, we don't have to write this one down, Joey, for you and I. But I mean,
okay, I'm gonna go. Okay, me and you. I don't know that there is a second for me.
If they're out of apple and it's your turn in line. You have to choose another one. Which one do you choose?
Gun to my head. I have to pick.
Gun to your head.
Gun to my head. Oh, I don't know. Gun to my head. I don't honestly.
Did you notice the face?
I don't know. I think the most disgusting peach sounds the most disgusting.
I got to go with that. I got to go with peach being the most. I don't like peach cobbler. I don't like peach tree schnapps in my drink and like a section of the beach. Anything with peach in it, forget it.
All right, let's go to the chat. Let's see what it is. Here we go. Second choice, the Spanx. Second choice, blueberry. Nicole Schraff. Greg Verga says blueberry from Gene's store on Perkins Street. I think he thinks we're talking about. We're not talking about Buffin. Oh, maybe that's where he got them. Maybe that's where, because there was stores when you were going to the.
Oh yeah.
Some people when they got the bus, they would go to. There would be like a little variety store.
Whatever your local neighborhood store was would carry. There was a hostess of the thing. Right. So mine was blueberry, the second choice.
Blueberry was the second choice. People, let's see. Lois Ann Whitmarsh says blueberry. My mother says lemon. Jean Marie Chartier says second blueberry, worst peach. I think we kind of second apple, worst peach for Chris Thompson. Kathy Barlow says worst peach. Maureen Cusumano says second choice apple, worst peach. Brenda Grimes Davis has the puke emoji, which I agree with. Nauseous, maybe that is. Second apple, worst lemon. Arlie Pett. Who's the Darren Mark says? Who's the psycho? Anybody that doesn't pick apple is a psychopath. That's my that's what I'm going with. Patrick now they've never run out of the first 5, so I've successfully avoided peach. Patrick McNally says. Darren Mark says his second choice is apple. Nina Testaverde says shout out to Mayor Verger and Sal Zarilli Facebook page Down the Fort documentary for crowdsourcing a Carl Peters painting, which has incorrectly identified for years as Portuguese Hill and is actually a scene from the fort. After a lengthy conversation, including many from the community, the AOE. So there's that. My mom says worst is peach. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. So I think that was an interesting conversation. Thanks for bringing that one into the mix, Scotty.
You're welcome. I was very instrumental in that conversation, as McCarthy would say.
Very instrumental. If you would like to purchase a home or sell a home, I know that Kate and Charlene have a ton of buyers right now that are eagerly looking to purchase homes. Call Kate and Charlene. I got to take this. There you go. The graphic right there. Kate and Charlene, they're friendly, they're fun, they're knowledgeable, and they are very hardworking women. So there's their numbers. Kate is 978-473-0922. And who's putting that graphic up? Just put the graphic in. I think Pat might. There you go. And Charlene's is 978-729-1239. So there's that. We are looking to. I don't want to bring up Nicole's topics or anyone else's topics because I like it when we talk to them.
I do want to bring one up though that Ralph brought up.
Okay.
Because I think we could all relate to this, and I know you want to talk to them too. So if Ralph's watching, he can chime in. But people that are too lazy to clean the snow off the car roof.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute. What are your thoughts?
No, I mean I think it's a rule, and I think in the recent years, cops have actually been cracking down on that more than they have in the past. It's dangerous. I mean, if you're going up the highway,
my thoughts exactly
flies off and hits you in the thing, it's very dangerous.
I mean, and especially if it's a harder snow rather than fluffy snow, even later in the colder, it'll freeze up and then fly off and then hit you in the windshield. And even if it doesn't crack your windshield, you still get startled. And that little jerk of the wheel in the winter weather could be the difference between somebody getting seriously injured or killed.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Clean off your roofs.
Clean off your roofs.
As Ralph's Clean Roof Initiative.
I thought this is an interesting question because maybe it was because we were down in Florida, but here's a question I'm going to ask the viewership. Who discovered America?
Who discovered America?
Don't answer, and we're going to have people reply in the chat. Who discovered America? Because we were having this discussion, and we were saying that people from Massachusetts generally say Columbus discovered America. People down in Florida, a lot of people say Ponce de Leon or some say there's some Spanish guy discovered America. So I was down in Florida having a cigar with my buddy, and I asked him the question.
Is this like in Tampa area? And the Pirates and stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, while we were debating back and forth over this, in how American history, if you're from Massachusetts, you want it to be more like,
right, because that's a claim to fame.
Claim to fame, right? And here you go. We have another answer. The Vikings from Susan Casey Lipsy. And okay, anybody else care to? Salem is not at all like
Gloucester's more advanced than Salem, so he's.
So Coder just texted us and said that the pickleball in Salem at the Salem Y is not nearly as good as the pickleball.
And I can just imagine Coder's Cobra Kai character on the court with these people that are not playing as advanced as the Gloucester people.
Yeah, I can see him with his moves. Kathy Bella says they say that the Vikings did. Lynn Scannell says Ponce de Leon did. Okay, so anybody else care to chime in? All right, Ollie Pett is going with the Vikings. Anyone else? I'm going to give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maureen Casamano.
At the buzzer.
Maureen Casamano. There you go. And Patrick McNally. There you go. The natives that came across what's now known as the Bering Strait. This is so you know how people talk about American history that's taught in the history books. The Indians that were here before Columbus were here, and in it. So how did they discover America? The Indians, the natives who came across the Bering Strait. They're the ones who were the first humans, probably.
And I'll address that a little bit further if
But so that isn't taught. That isn't taught in the history books.
So they say, what's his name? Samuel de Champlain, French explorer, came first, and then there was Charles I for Gloucester anyway, in 1623. 1605 for Samuel de Champlain, and then it was 1623 established, and it from Charles I, which got his name Cape Ann. Hold on, what's that?
Who hell? Captain Morgan.
but they moved. Salem wasn't established until 1626, and there was a Native American tribe out of there called the Naumkeag, Naumkeag, Naumkeag. So with the Indians already being here, it kind of proves exactly what we're just talking about.
Yeah, no, that was the point, because I said that to my buddy, and we were smoking a cigar in Naples, and he looked at me like I was crazy. Like he goes, no, it's Ponce de Leon, and so we were having this discussion, this kind of thing about how fickle the American history books are, because down in Florida they teach it as Ponce de Leon. Back in Massachusetts, they teach it as George Washington. In fact, it was neither.
No.
So I mean, it's amazing, how it would be interesting to get a German history book and a United States history book, and to see how
there has to be a contrast book already out there written. We should do some research on that and pull up a couple excerpts from one of the next podcasts coming up.
Yeah,
and see, we'll pick 3 topics, and then we'll explore that and say, all right, this is
Look at this. Grace Messeri says, I teach 5th grade history, and I teach the kids about the natives coming over from the Bering Strait. It is in the history book I use. So there you go. So it isn't. They're not taught that Columbus discovered America.
So, Grace, whatever happened, there used to be, I think, a teacher named Mrs. Grace when you were in O'Malley School, and it was part of your curriculum that you had to learn Gloucester history.
Oh, yeah.
There was a Gloucester history class.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember
Does that even still exist? If not, maybe making that something that you might want to make back into your
I remember making
teachings.
A video, the old school reel camera.
Yep.
Of documenting like the Ape Andrew Bridge and all these different monuments. This?
Yeah. In 8th grade, 7th, 5th grade, whatever it was.
I was like really young. My mother was one of those mothers that like.
Is that how you got into the podcasting and the tech world?
I always was involved with every grade that I was in. I always was in the newspaper. And I have all the different newspapers.
You're a journalist from the school paper?
From
contributor?
Every school paper.
No kidding.
High school, middle school, grades.
Let's bring up some of your old articles. As a kid, no, let's do it.
I forgot. I wouldn't remember. I'd have to find them.
Well, let's find them, and we'll have a segment where we go. Joe's reporting in 8th grade, 5th grade, whatever.
You know what? If I can find, my mother may have access.
Mara, if you have access, we'd love to do this segment.
She may have access to that video that I did of the history, and it's like one of those old,
video
cameras.
From Christmas Vacation when he puts the old reel tapes in.
Huh?
Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase stuck in the attic.
Yeah. I told that story before when my mother had all the old reel tapes converted to VHS.
Okay.
And I came back. I was probably like 21 years old, and I hadn't moved out yet. And they said, "Oh, we had the tapes thing," and they went out for the night for a movie or dinner or something like that. And I popped one in, and I sat there by myself in the dark, bawling my eyes out.
Oh man.
It was bananas. It was like all old family things, like us as kids, these naive little kids.
You don't get that stuff anymore. Now it's on your phone, and you go, okay, save, delete, and nobody sees it unless the family puts it together.
I will say this: Google Photos and your thing in your phone. I routinely scroll back to when my daughter. I have it on my phone of all the photos and videos I took with my daughters.
That's awesome.
And I did a lot with my mother. Oh, here's my mother. 6th grade. Still have the video, Joey. Then you were basketball anchor. Then you were basketball anchor at Bentley. It's all in the attic. Yeah, good luck.
You were the basketball anchor?
No.
What are you, like Johnny Most?
No, I don't know. Yeah, no, she says it's in the attic, but I don't. I'm not going up to that attic. That's not. That's not going to happen.
You want to get to this?
Should we save it for Nicole?
Okay,
we can. I don't know anything about it.
It's happening. I guess.
Oh, it is. I don't know any of the details. Do you?
It's on the graphic.
Okay. I don't think we have. Okay, maybe Pat uploaded the graphic. You can look it up there. Can you find it?
1 second. Okay. Well, talk to the people, Joe.
I'll talk to people. We're at an hour right now.
Okay.
Go What is the super local thing?
We'll get to that next week.
Okay.
You know what? We'll save that other till next week too. Here it is. Hold on.
Okay. Bartending competition
at the Blue Ox, which is owned by Anthony Caterano, owner of the Tutono locations and the Preza location in the North End. You pick 2 half-portion cocktails and vote for your favorite for $14. 2 half. Now, if you think about that, that's like a regular drink, but you get to try 2 different drinks. It's actually not a bad deal at all. So you go in and you get to pick 2 half-portion cocktails and vote for your favorite. 6 different bartenders there, 6 original cocktails, and one will prevail. It's all up to you. And the winner is announced at the end of January. So
wait a second. Is this all ongoing, or is it a one night deal? Or do
you go to Instagram
Yeah.
to follow us on Instagram or Facebook to find out more.
Okay.
So the Blue Ox on Instagram, check them out for all the details on the bartending competition. So from what I understand right now, there's 6 bartenders. They have 6 original signature cocktails. You get to choose 2 of those on half portions for $14. You vote on them, and then the winner will be announced at the end of January.
So Nicole's with us. She says only at the Blue Ox she believes. Yes, I hear that, but Nicole, is this an ongoing thing over the course of a couple of weeks, or is this like a one-shot deal where they have a night and then there's a bunch of bartenders set up at the bar and you go do it? I have to imagine it's ongoing.
Well, that's what it sounds like here, Joe.
I'll tell you what. The one there's a cocktail they have that they prepackaged at Tono, and it was the pumpkin sage, and it's seasonal.
Okay,
it's a cocktail, and it was nothing that I would have ordered on my own, but thankfully someone purchased it for a Christmas gift for me. Not this year, last year, and it was absolutely outstanding. I was actually thankful to so I think this is a great way to try. So many people are stuck in a rut. Tito soda, Milagro, whatever it is. Everybody drinks the same thing. I drink Coors Light over and over, but I do that.
DCLs. A what?
DCLs.
You order what?
A DCL.
And what is that?
I used that down in Florida.
Did you?
And they loved it. The bartenders loved it. But the reason I drink DCLs is because I can drink and not. And still function.
How many DCLs do you have to have in order to pull the move when you still get, to this day, your pizza?
Video, the move up. Yeah.
The move.
We pull the move at least 3 times.
I've seen the move.
Yeah.
The move strikes again. And for the viewers that don't know what the move is, Joey?
No, the move is if you're out at anywhere, and really, the people are dining or eating snack food or whatever happens to be. The move, if you're with people that know about the move, to win the move, you have to insinuate to these people that you don't know that that looks very interesting. You can't ask for a bite of the food.
The move is you have to compliment their meal to the fullest until they offer you. Do you want to try a bite?
Would you like to try it? You have to be. If you can get them to offer you a bite without asking for a bite, that's the best way to.
Yeah. Okay.
To make it. If you can get a person to offer you a bite of their food without blatantly asking for a bite of the food, and they offer it,
it sounds like a skit off of Impractical Jokers.
It's so funny.
I love it.
When it goes down.
Hashtag the move. We'll start posting the photos.
We were down in Bonita Beach at this name of the bar. We were watching sunset, and these people got this pizza came out. The pizza actually looked pretty good, and I said, I started to initiate the move, and the people said, "Oh wow, don't order that. Don't do what we did. A regular cheese pizza is $22. It's on the beach, so you can understand it'd be a little bit more pricey. But every topping is $2.50 extra, and our pizza ended up costing us $40. And I was like, "Oh my god, that's insanity!" and so I kind of
where was that fine print?
I kind of felt guilty doing the move.
But that was like the creme de la creme of the move. I mean, that was your Super Bowl of the move.
So, and there was like 7 people in a circle around, like this pizza. So there was one of them was like an McCarthy type of bigger kid with like long kind of bushy hair. You could tell that he wasn't going to leave a slice of this pizza. It wasn't going to be left behind, right? And so, but we threw our hat in the ring. Like, oh wow, that pizza looks fantastic, really. And then.
So you got a piece.
In all fairness, I kind of laid off when they said it cost like $40 for the pizza. McCarthy came over the top, and he finished it. He gets the credit for it.
So you gave the assist, and he slam dunked.
He slam dunked.
Okay.
There's 2 pieces left, and he was relentless. I backed off because when they mentioned how much money it cost, I was like, I can't.
Right.
And
right.
when I saw the big grandson there, that like I figured he was just gonna not leave it behind, but it worked out. It was probably the biggest pull thing there. My mother says, Joey, just looking at Dad's photo, I wish he were here to watch this podcast. He would have been a great guest on the podcast. Would be so much fun. He's looking down and proud of you.
God bless.
Very nice. Yeah, no, my dad was a great A ball buster. He would have been great on the podcast. He definitely would have been great on the podcast.
Don't worry, Marv. All the secrets you told me about Joey and the father on the way to Boston on that ride, right here. Forget it. I got your back again, Ma.
So there's that. All right. Well, a new week's. I'll be back at work for 3 weeks now. So I'll be down the wharf. If anybody wants to pop down and say hi for coffee in the morning, whatever. Scotty, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem, man. This is great. There was no talking over each other really today from anybody because we didn't have anybody else.
Okay, everybody, for our viewers, rate the podcast today, 1 to 10. I want you guys to rate the podcast so that we can compare and contrast this to when we have the rest of the crew with us. I'll give you.
It's not easy to talk for an hour straight about. We have some topics and things like that, but I mean, for the viewers out there chiming in too, that was great having them interact with us today.
Yeah.
So,
well, the
it
viewers
was very chatty today.
The viewers are a big part.
Yeah, very chatty. Thank you guys.
Very big Pat. We should do it. I'll do a thank you to Pat for compiling the show notes as well, because Pat, even though she's not with us right now, she did contribute.
Thank you, Pat. Yes, every week. I mean, she's an integral part of the show.
She's awesome. All right. Any demerits we have to hand out? No demerits?
No demerits this week.
No demerits. Go. I can't believe it. Okay, because we're going to leave it with this. Because I can't stand the Chiefs. But I also can't stand the Steelers. Who would you rather win tonight? Steelers or the Chiefs?
That's a tough one. Seeing as the Chiefs have recently won a Super Bowl, I'd like to see Pittsburgh maybe go and give it a shot again. They were a dominant team back in, what was it, the 80s, 70s, where they were like the Patriots of today, like back then.
Yeah.
And I'm talking in terms of winning all the time, Sort of like Dallas had that run for like a long time. It was the Dallas Cowboys, with a storied franchise for a while. I'm going to go with my boys. I mean, I don't want to go against the podcast or against Joey and his football, but I'm going to go with the boys, Kimberly and Gamber, on this one. I'm going to wish the podcast as well. We're out of it, so I really don't give a rat's ass at this point. But if I got to go, I'm going Pittsburgh for Gamber and Kimberly.
I'm going to say this. All right, I take what you're saying and I process this, and I think you've got me to say this. I think I would rather see the Steelers win tonight as well, and this is the reason. Because I know they're not going to go all the way, and I really don't want to see the Chiefs win. I'd rather the Chiefs not win, because
you're seeing what I'm saying.
I don't factor the Steelers going far anyway. The Chiefs could potentially win a Super Bowl, and I just don't want Patrick Mahomes to have any kind of Patrick. Who are your two least favorite people in the NFL? For me, it's Patrick Mahomes and number one though,
Antonio Brown.
No, he's not in the NFL.
He's not in the NFL anymore.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well,
he's such a douche.
I gotta say, Mahomes is living his best life right now, being a young kid like that, and any young kid in that position would probably be a little bit more cocky than being in the league so many years like Marino and never winning.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe we'll end this way today. I got an idea.
Okay.
Why don't we let the viewers choose our outro song today? So they could either go with Annie Ropes or with Over the Bridge.
Oh, I don't know which one is which though.
You don't?
No, I don't. Oh, this one must be. Oh, you know what? That's got to be Annie Probst right there. All right, so say Annie Probst or say Annie or OTB.
We got 30 seconds to go.
30 seconds.
30 seconds on the clock.
I think that one's.
Who do you think is going to go?
I don't know.
If you had to, I don't want to sway the vote in any way, but
I like our local OTB.
I like them both.
I like them both.
Now, country and reggae. both mesh on Kenny's No Shoes Radio for beach party music. So we get the best of both worlds. It's just going to be a battle royal. So who are they going to choose? OTB.
Oh, one for Annie, 3 for OTB.
And that's the 30 seconds. That's a wrap, folks.
That's it?
That's it right there.
All right, OTB.
Annie, sorry, maybe next time we'll get him, but
we got to get Annie back on the show.
Yeah, we got to get her back.
Come back.
Got to get her back.
Everybody, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Little town with big news. 411, come get the scoop. Wake up with Joe and the rest of his crew. It's good morning, Gloucester, to you. Oh, it's good morning, Gloucester, to you. I say good morning, Gloucester, to you. Good morning, Gloucester, from over the bridge.